Hello. The Alexander technique is based on some pretty sound principles. Whilst it is possible to enjoy the body aspect and to experience the euphoria without ever knowing the depth of subject matter it covers, it is also true that from a theoretical point of view, Alexander technique is pretty interesting stuff. That's why we have this new YouTube slot, Alexander technique, the thinking curve. Today, I want to talk about the fear reflex. It really doesn't matter how confident or relaxed you are. We all have a fear reflex. However, in the person who is nervous, who suffers anxiety or PTSD, this fear reflex can be the dominant factor in their lives. So what exactly is the fear reflex? When man inhabited the jungle and lived by his wits alone, it is easy to imagine instinct being the dominant wit. Man's instincts have played a vital role in bringing us to where we are today. Picture the scene. Dense jungle, heat, strange plants, trees, bushes, shrubs and noise. The sound of animals near and far, living in fear of being eaten. Man walks slowly, carefully in search of water, then a noise off to the left, an immediate reaction, fear, and fear alone. Then a split-second decision, fight or flight. There isn't time to get intellectual about it. There is a tiger. Instinct, as for any other animal, must play its part. In today's rather different world, perhaps instinct still has a small role to play. However, in today's modernised world, on the whole, it is a different kind of wit that should, for the most part, come into play. We don't see many tigers. The wit of today is, of course, conscious control, or as we like to call it in Alexander technique circles, conscious constructive control of the individual. The title of one of F.M. Alexander's books. We are able to make decisions based on our intellect. If we want to get from one position to another, the decision is challenging because we have so many ways to get there. It certainly isn't a case of fight or flight. There are no tigers. Sadly, there are so many of us that live in the throes of this basic instinct, literally living as if there were tigers just around the corner. Fear doesn't come from outside of us, but is etched into our very natures. This fear prevents us from moving forward intelligently, creatively, or simply fulfilling our lives. The effects are very real and aren't just happening in our minds. It is in fact a physiological reaction to a perceived danger, which generates a huge chemical reaction in the body. We don't need to list these chemicals here. However, it is clear that these internal body chemicals expressed from the sympathetic nervous system become toxic. They become toxins in the body and undermine the healthy functioning of the system as a whole. This leads to further stress responses, creating an ever-repeating pattern of the fear reflex, fight or flight. So having established that the fight or flight response is a basic instinct that is both a state of mind and a physiological reaction, the question remains, what can we do to rise above this unnecessary and outdated state of affairs? It would seem wise to pursue a method that could address these two important factors, both the mental and the physiological. And it may well be that there are many useful approaches. Using the Alexander technique is, however, probably the single most practical and beneficent system, as its sole aim is to bring mental and physical activity into our conscious control. The important thing about the fear reflex instinct is that it happens below the level of consciousness. So it follows that in order to change the fear reflex, we need to become aware of responses that habitually happen without our awareness. Next time, I'm going to talk about that. Please subscribe, leave comments, and like these videos. And read about the competition to win free lessons below in the description. Until next time, goodbye.